With the release of the Apple Vision Pro come the usual litany of opinions and exasperated sighs, ending the day with the inevitable stock crash. Everyone with an opinion, from the executive suites of Wall Street to your favorite blogger's bedroom in his mother's basement, is weighing in, and the general consensus seems to be too much for too little, and maybe even too late. So what are we dealing with here, and what's the most likely future of this new effort at Apple? So the quick basics for the uninitiated. Apple announced the long-rumored
Apple Vision Pro,
a standalone augmented reality headset that runs an offshoot of iOS called Vision OS, allowing you to run existing iOS apps and apps specifically made for Vision OS, which essentially appear as floating windows or objects in your environment. Apple plans to release the Vision Pro in early 2024 for $3,500, which is not cheap. Since you're watching this, you're likely a fan of VR, so you're familiar with the advantages of augmented reality. Blending persistent virtual objects in space has been the thing of sci-fi for decades, and the fact we're living in a time where AR headsets are real and that multiple large tech companies are competing in that same space blows my ever-friggin' mind. It's no surprise that the average nerd is excited by this, but passion aside, there could be some very real practical uses. The problem is Apple didn't give us that reason yesterday, and really neither has Meta, or Microsoft, or Google, or Lenovo. The reality, pun completely intended, of the situation is what Apple announced isn't anything you can't mostly get using a Quest 2 at $300. A pass-through system running native apps which float in 3D space, a library of business apps with the ability to access the web, email, and video calls all within a virtual meeting place. And if you want a better version of it, then the Quest Pro is available for $1,500, which until yesterday seemed really expensive. But I suspect Apple's case wasn't for what AR can do for us, but what Apple promises to deliver in the future, which is a classic page out of Apple's playbook, and one that very often succeeds. Truth be told, I'm really excited about an AR headset offering from another large tech company. And say what you want about Apple, but they tend to raise the bar, meaning everyone has to deliver a higher quality, more competitive offering, which benefits us all. But I think my biggest concern isn't having to wait another 6 months until its release, or even that it's $3,500. But Apple, at least as far as I'm concerned, didn't deliver a compelling reason to use the device, or AR in general. I mean, I want AR. I want to be the weirdo wearing something cool on his face that blends the real world and the virtual. Part man, part machine, all nerd. But I'll tell you what Apple did deliver, much to Meta's delight. A reason for everyone to purchase the Quest 3 this fall. A product that leans harder into AR with color pass-through, a faster processor, and depth sensing, which at its announced price of $500 is now one hell of a deal.
we do have one more thing.
So are you considering purchasing the Quest Pro controllers for your Quest 2? Are you uncertain as to how they'll work, if at all? Well, click this video to see the success that I had, or perhaps didn't have, and find out whether they're really worth your hard-earned cash. Leave a comment, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.